Hello, bonjour Alberta. Did you know that at least 238,000 people speak Français in Alberta? And those numbers just keep on growing? Oui, oui, c'est vrai, it's true. And thanks to Shaw TV Community Access Programming, we get to reach out to everyone to let you know all about special people, places, events, and activities happening right here in this great province, in both English and en français. That's right, mes amis. We begin the first part of our program in English, and then we repeat it en français. So stay with us. Restez à l'écoute.
Bonjour and welcome to Hello, Bonjour Alberta. I'm Anne Boiteau.
And I'm Marc Lalonde.
And today we're talking with Didi Coots from the Calgary Food Bank. And as you know, many families and individuals in Calgary rely very much on the Calgary Food Bank. And also with Lindsay Daubush from Grow Calgary. And Grow Calgary is an organization which provides food to the Calgary Food Bank. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Let's get to know you a little, if you don't mind. I'd like to start with Lindsay. Where are you from?
So I was born in Calgary, but I grew up in St. Albert, right outside of Edmonton, which is a francophone, mostly francophone community. And now I've moved back to Calgary, and I'm a fifth-year student at the U of C.
What do you study?
Sciences, biology and chemistry.
Aha.
Perfect.
Chemistry of vegetables?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay.
We're getting there.
Getting there sooner or later. And Didi?
I also come from St. Albert, which is a surprise. We found out today. And I moved to Calgary when I was young, and I've been here ever since.
So Lindsay, we'll start with Lindsay maybe, because this is the beginning, the growth of all the food. So can you tell us a little bit how Grow Calgary came to be? Because it's still a young organization.
Yes, yeah, we're just in our second season. Our first full growing season was this year. Paul Hughes, our fearless leader, has been thinking on this idea for a really long time of really addressing the food accessibility in our city and the land use. So we got our land from the Alberta government, and Grow Calgary, we grow fresh organic vegetables for the food bank and for the Calgarians.
And this land is around the ring road. It's land that wasn't going to be used for anything otherwise, was it?
Exactly. There was nothing there. It was the city's backyard basically before we kind of came and tilled the land and planted all these vegetables. So it was nothing, which is really great.
So you have all these big machines running alongside the ring road?
By machines, you mean all of us volunteers? Yes.
So how many volunteers with shovels would that be?
Around 1,300 over the past 2 years. So we're entirely volunteer run. We have no employees. We really couldn't do it without our volunteers.
And how did you recruit 1,300 volunteers?
Well, I myself actually got involved with Grow Calgary with a SKIP internship program, also through the government of Alberta. So it's an internship program designed to get post-secondary students involved in the community. So there's a couple of us that way. We get a $1,000 bursary from the government for working with nonprofits, as well as word of mouth. Everyone loves to come out and have a night on the farm. Sunsets are beautiful out there. And just social media and as much as we can.
So where do your volunteers come from?
Calgary, we have a couple international ones that come, but really anyone is welcome.
So do you recruit them from companies?
Yeah, we have volunteer groups that come in. There's team building, there's schools. Anyone out there is welcome, but this year we've had a lot of corporate groups come out as well.
And your farm operates during the summer months or late spring to
as
fall,
much as we can. The growing season in Calgary is quite short.
Yes.
So our growing season is basically from May till September. We get 110 days, apologies, in our season this year, and we're really looking into expanding that by trying to get our greenhouses there one running all year round, and people seating in their houses early as well, so we can have as much food and the most amount of food that we can to give to the food bank.
Okay. And how is that delivered to the food bank?
Every day, every time we have food, it gets driven down, and then they clean and do all the great stuff they do to it and reorganize it and put it into baskets.
And that's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food.
It's a lot of
Do you
food.
have any other kinds of activities that you put on annually to help promote Grow Calgary?
Yeah, so we actually just had an event at Market Restaurant on 17th. They did an amazing fundraiser for us, Calgary's Freshest Meal. We harvested the food that morning and we ate it that night. Have to say it's probably the best food I've ever eaten in my life. Other than that, we're still quite young, like I've said, so we're starting to kind of get into those really big events. But at this point, we're all just donation, time, extra shovels people have, anything that they can do to help is really all we've accepted.
So we'll look out for that again in
Yes.
2015, I
Yes,
assume.
please do.
Yes.
Okay.
And Dee Dee, when the food gets to you, what happens to the
Well, we
food?
also have volunteers. We have about 100 volunteers that work with us every single day. And they come from all over the city, just like they do with Grow Calgary. So we have to sort the vegetables and make sure that they are appropriate for the various groups of people that are coming in to see us. And we have to clean them and package them. And it's very interesting because a lot of people haven't seen fresh grown vegetables for a long time. They're used to seeing things in the grocery store all cleaned and packaged neatly. So it's great because people will come in and they'll look at them and they'll say, there's dirt on those vegetables. And we say, yes, they were just picked this morning.
Fresh.
And they're like very excited about that because I think the best part about fresh vegetables is that they are so nutrient dense, much different from the vegetables that we get
Yes.
gleaned from the stores.
Exactly.
But this isn't new for the food bank. You have been getting fresh vegetables for quite some time.
We have been getting fresh vegetables for quite some time. The grocery stores all partner with us so that they don't throw out their vegetables like they used to. So it's terrific that they see fit to partner with us, that they glean the vegetables off the shelves while they're still good to eat, but when regular consumers won't buy them. And then we receive them and we package them up and we're able to put them into individual hampers, and we're also able to share them out with about 130 different charities who come to us also to get food for their clients.
That's a huge organization.
It is.
Right?
We process about 16 million pounds of food a year.
Wow. 16 million.
Yeah, we have about 134,000 Calgarians who come to us in any given year. So if you think about it this way, there's over 1 million people in the city. About 10% of our population is probably going through some sort of crisis at any given moment in time, and that's why we're there to help.
That's good. And do you have also greenhouses? Like what happens during the winter months?
So we have 2 permanent greenhouses, one that is a tractor trailer type and another one that's an earthship greenhouse. So that was a really big project for us this summer, one of the many projects going on at Green Calgary, but that's going to be our 365 days a year greenhouse. So it's built up so all the heat stays in all winter, and we have a bunch of temporary little greenhouses as well for keeping all our tomatoes warm and germinating a lot in the spring as well.
Okay, so eventually this will be sort of an all year round kind of thing?
Yeah, as
you
much
hope?
as we can. Obviously, we couldn't have an
All
entire, it couldn't
vegetables.
all be 365, but as much as we can, especially during those winter months, to have it all year round or to start it as early as possible as well is a really big thing, because we got a ton of sun here, but it's too cold to grow too early.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about how Albertans and Calgarians can help out with these wonderful organizations. Dee Dee, what kind of ways can people get involved with the food bank?
Oh, there's so many different ways people can get involved, from everything from helping us out with events where we're gathering and collecting food and funds, to coming into the warehouse to work. And we have a lot of food sorting that has to happen. If you can imagine, we get many, many tons of mixed food that has to be examined and made sure it's still okay, and make sure it's before its best before date. And then people can organize all of that. There's a big long line that people can work on. And then once we sort it out, we have to actually put it together into hampers. We follow Canada's food guide, so we have to make sure that the food is all built appropriately for the people who are going to be picking it up.
And the hampers, do you get that from another organization?
No, we build the
or
hampers
you
with the
build
food
them?
that we receive. So as people are sorting the food that on one line, other people on another line are shopping the food. So we've sorted it out into categories, into food categories, for example, fresh vegetables, and then also tinned vegetables, tinned meats. So we have the perishables and the non-perishables, and we build the hampers to align with Canada's food guide.
And how many hampers a day would you say?
About 250.
Wow, that's a lot.
In the course of a year, that adds up to a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do the math in my head, but
It's about, you know,
that's a lot.
it's somewhere around 57,000 hampers every year. So it depending on if it's an individual coming, if it's a family coming, they get one hamper. An individual is also one hamper. So it's sort of, if there's 135,000 people coming, so it's roughly about 54 to 57,000 hampers.
And do a lot of these hampers get picked up by people who come right to the
Yes.
food bank?
Yes, they do.
Is there a large percentage through other charities?
There are a large percentage through other charities, and also we have depots throughout the city, so that if our location is much too difficult for people to get to, we can have the hamper sent to one of our depots or one of our partner agencies.
Closer to the...
That's right.
That sort of thing. So what kind of organizations do you partner with and provide services for transportation, all that sort of thing?
Well, Community Kitchen, In From the Cold, Drop-In Center, Salvation Army, Mustard Seed, all of those various organizations where they have clients who are staying with them, who are in programs that are going to help to support them so that hopefully they will not ever need a food bank again.
Yes.
All right.
And Lindsay, I'm curious, what are the best kinds of vegetables to grow here in Calgary?
Best kinds of vegetables, that's a
Yeah.
really good question. A lot of times it's not a question of what kind of vegetable, but what species you have. So that's one really big thing that we're looking into as far as our seed bank, is finding the best tomatoes that grow in Calgary, the best potatoes, what we can get the most out of. You can really grow many, many kinds of vegetables. It's just what we can particularly grow in our little microclimate of Calgary. So that's a big thing that we're looking a lot into as well.
Okay, and so at the beginning, a lot of tryouts with different,
Yeah, we have a little
testing
area.
And, okay.
We're a little trial garden kind of in the back corner where we are. We're growing multiple different kinds of tomatoes, and we're all growing them together to kind of make sure that we're kind of keeping that consistent, but to get as much out of it as we possibly can.
Is the university or any of the other agrology departments or programs involved with your work yet?
We're getting there, and a lot of that's coming from the SKIP program, as we have a lot of really interested horticulturists who are going to be coming in this season, making sure that we're still growing, so we're still learning a lot about that, and we're really getting involved with the education side of it that we can.
And how do I get a t-shirt like that?
You got to work for it. So these are our Grow Calgary t-shirts, and on the back it says we grow fresh vegetables for the food bank. It's probably as white as it's ever been because we all wear them out on the farm. It's why it's white. You got to earn it, and you got to really put the work in out there, and it feels great. We might not get to take the vegetables home, but it almost feels better. You know that it's going to someone who really needed it.
Absolutely. And Dee Dee, how do people get in touch with you?
Best
You
place
have
is
a
through our website. Yes, absolutely. It's calgaryfoodbank.com. That simple.
Okay.
And
for us, Grow Calgary, our website, growcalgary.ca, you'll see the map on there, or come visit us. We're right over by the Wedding Pavilion in COP.
Okay, and is there somebody there all year round?
During the season, every weeknight from 5 to 8:30, and every weekend from 11:30 to 3. Anyone's welcome to drop in. One of us are there, and we'll show you what to do.
Great. Thank you very much, ladies. It
pleasure.
was
Thanks.
great having you
Thank you
with
very
us today.
Thank you.
And for everyone watching the program, please stay tuned. We will continue en français.